Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to the shittiest podcast on the internet. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. I'm not
Feeling
gonna lie,
good?
I'm pretty excited. Actually, if you don't mind me asking, what's your name?
My name's Alex.
And I am Lonnie, and we're just two buddies who said, "Fuck it, let's make a podcast." And we also have the presence of mind to realize that we're gonna have the shittiest podcast on the internet.
That's
So
right.
we're
Listen,
hoping you guys enjoy.
not every podcast is a grade A setup. We have a
Hmm.
foldable chairs, a foldable table,
Yeah.
2 glasses of water, and a laptop, and that's really all you need. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, like not everybody has a Joe Rogan setup, right? Because not everybody's got Joe Rogan dollars.
Not everyone's got Joe Rogan dollars. Some people have poor man dollars, and that's why we have these budget mics. And might I add, these mics, not only they budget, but their value. All right, their quality. Look at
Quality.
this little ass mic. You see this thing?
It looks like one of the real ones.
It looks like one of the real ones, but it's just really small,
Mhm.
like my penis.
That's fiction.
That's
Trust me, I know.
okay.
I know
Actually,
first. I know firsthand that that's not true. Don't
you
ask
know,
me why.
you know what's really funny? First of all, can we just talk about how we actually first met?
I would love to. It was middle school.
Middle school, sixth grade. Was
It
it
was
sixth grade
middle
or seventh grade when
school,
we met?
sixth grade. It
Sixth
was
grade.
sixth grade. I remember pretty vividly. It was sixth grade, and it was you know. I'm just a kid in sixth grade. So are you, and we're just doing whatever. And
Okay, no,
we
no,
had
no,
two
no, no,
classes
no,
together.
no. First of all, you weren't a kid. Everyone else was a kid, and you were like 6'3",
Okay, if
fucking
you wanna
you
be
were
technical,
literally everyone was 5'5", under 5 foot some kids,
yeah,
and you were walking around 6'3", dick swinging,
yeah.
just
That's
fucking
exactly even
running through the hallway.
even today. Dick's always swinging, but yeah, no, I was basically the gigantic kid
Dude,
in my
how
class.
how when you came out the womb, you were at least 5'7".
Actually, I was. If we're not being literal, technically, I was actually 14 pounds.
You were not 14 pounds.
I was
Were you?
No, that's a
Oh
big
my
fucking baby.
god.
That's a big baby. I was 9 pounds 6 ounces. I do remember that. I was 9 pounds 6 ounces, born at 2:32 a.m.
Dude, I was like,
I remember
how
that for
how
some
big are
reason.
babies when they're born actually?
A normal baby is like 6 7 pounds, I think, and like premature babies are usually a lot smaller. So like anywhere from like 4 or 5 pounds, maybe less. There's like really premature babies that can get even lower, but a big baby is like 8 pounds and up. And
Eight
I
pounds?
was 9 pounds 6 ounces, so I was halfway to I was right there at the 10 pound mark, which is a pretty large baby, I think.
10 pounds, dude. That's a big fucking baby. I think 10 pounds, that's a big baby.
I mean, I curl 10 pounds.
Out the womb. You came out the womb with 10 pounds in your hand.
What can I say? I've always been a strong boy. No, but yeah, no, I was definitely always was a bigger kid, and I always tried to like you know use it to my advantage, but not in the way that you would think. Like I wasn't the big asshole kid. Like I wasn't like a bully. I hated the bully
Yeah, you were
trope.
definitely not a bully. How did we actually meet? So we both
Well, we had PE together. We
PE.
had PE together, and we had another class together that year, which was guitar. And we like were cool. Like we were cool, right? We weren't like really like super duper good friends, but we became good friends during guitar more so than PE. In PE, we weren't really like super close. Like we played sports or whatever in there or whatnot, but we weren't like you know what I mean. We weren't like locked into our friendship, but
Right, right.
in guitar class though, that's where our friendship really blossomed, just because of all the fucking all the loops, all the goofs and gaffs we had in that class. But it was sixth grade. It was sixth grade, and yeah, you honestly speaking, you did not like me that much in PE, but in guitar, I was a lot more reserved and a lot easier to approach because we weren't like going crazy and fuck. You know, how sixth graders are in PE. It's
It's
nuts.
fucking a free for
And
all.
I was still competitive, right? And you also were, so we would just go head to head, right? Because we were two of the most athletic in our class, mind you.
Mind you.
No, but yeah, we it was almost like a rivalry in PE. But
Yeah.
when it got to guitar is when we settled down and became like we really got
I
like a
can't
good
remember.
friendship.
Did you take guitar in sixth grade?
We took guitar in sixth grade and seventh grade.
Did we have the same sixth grade and seventh grade guitar class together?
Yes, so sixth grade we had Mr. Fred, and then after he passed, our sixth grade
That's
guitar
right. That's
teacher
right.
died. By the way, very crazy. Not even a crazy story. Don't even know the story. He just died. That's all we know.
Just passed away.
Um,
Too much cocaine.
and then we had the guy with the mutton chops, Mr. Del Quadro.
Oh, that's right, Mr. Del Quadro.
And then seventh grade we had fucking fuckface Shonel.
And fuckface Shonel, might I add? So this, first of all, we'll get back to the story. We're kind of derailing here about our how we started in our friendship, but first of all, this guy, Mr. Shonel, in seventh grade, about 5'6",
Yeah,
white as a fucking ghost. And
definitely.
when he would get riled up, mind you, he's teaching a seventh grade guitar class. How fucking old are we in seventh grade? Like 13? Not
12,
even.
12.
Like 12, bro. We're preteen, getting under a grown man. He's like 40 years old. He's got a fucking beard.
Mm-hmm.
He's a ginger. Mind you, he's a ginger.
Don't forget that. That's the real problem of this story. He was a ginger.
I think that's his real problem in life. He needs to get that checked out.
Not that
But
there's anything wrong with not all gingers, but that ginger,
I mean, I would say
not
about
cool.
2/3 of the gingers need to go get checked. I don't. Something's wrong in there.
You think the community is a little
Genetically. Listen, I'm not a scientist. Genetically speaking, something's wrong. If you're coming out with a redhead hair, something's wrong there. They need to check you. Anyways, he's about 5'6", ginger, beard. His last name is Shonel.
mm-hmm.
I've never fucking met another Shonel in my life. That was the first Shonel and last I'll ever meet before I die.
Thank God for that.
Thank God for that. But when he would get mad, he would get as red as a tomato, with little 12-year-olds getting under his skin.
And he was yelling at us.
He was yelling at us.
For real.
And all I
Like,
was trying to
he
do,
would get so mad.
all I was trying to do was not learn guitar and just be there. Because honestly, I didn't listen. I mean, none of us really listen. When you're about 12 years old, I don't think you listen. I don't think I've listened to any teacher when I was 12 or 13. I think I just was there.
You think that, but dude, you had good teachers when you were 12, didn't you?
I don't know. Do you remember one teacher when you were 12 besides Shonel?
Yeah.
And were they good? What did you learn from them? Give me an example.
Okay. I believe his name was Mr. Sutton. Does that name ring a bell to you?
That name does ring a bell.
He was like our history teacher, basically, in like seventh grade or something.
Okay. And what did he teach you?
We were in the same class.
What did he teach you?
History, believe it or not. But no, I mean, it wasn't even like I can remember like true, genuine life lessons. But like you can tell when a teacher actually gives a fuck about their job and actually cares about the students.
Yeah.
And that's something that's that's something that all kids need is like there's lots of shitty teachers out there that ruin education for a lot of kids.
All right, so let's say I'm a teacher, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're in seventh grade. You're 13.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like.
Wait, are you a male teacher or a female teacher?
I'm a hot female teacher. So you walk. Yeah, I know. So wait. So you walk in.
Yeah.
You know, you're 13.
Hormones raging.
Hormones are raging.
Yeah.
You know. But I'm Colombian. I'm a hot Colombian teacher. I got a couple of double D's and they're perky.
I need to drink some water.
All right, go ahead.
Get me nervous.
All right, I'm a hot Colombian teacher.
Yeah.
Black, long hair, down to my ass. My ass is fat, of course. Of
Okay.
course, my ass is
Of
fat.
course it is. Why wouldn't it be?
I mean, I'm Colombian, right?
Yeah.
I got big double D's, and they're perky. They're not just regular dog. They're perky.
Perky.
And you're 13, so I'm not trying to impress anyone. So I'm not, I'm not wearing a bra, of course.
Of
I'm not wearing
course.
a bra.
Of course
I'm
you're
wearing.
not.
I'm gonna wear a small silky shirt.
Such a tease.
With small silky shirt, big areolas, big old areolas, so you can see everything.
So I could see them through the shirt.
You could see them straight through the shirt,
Oh my goodness.
mind you. And I'm a math teacher, and I'm trying to teach you about the common denominator, and I'm teaching you how to divide, and I'm like up and down. I'm trying to go up on the board. I'm really short too. I'm only 5'2" because I'm a Colombian woman, and I'm jumping. I'm trying to reach the top.
Okay. I'm distracted.
And you're just hard. You're just fucking raging boner. You're just trying to listen and learn some math like the rest of us, and that's it. I mean, you don't learn anything. That's the situation. What are you doing in that situation?
As a 13-year-old, yeah, there's nothing. As a
You're not.
13-year-old, there's absolutely jack shit you can do.
You're not learning a goddamn thing when you're 13.
I'm
right?
not learning anything.
You're not learning until you're about 15 or 16 when you understand you can't just
I haven't even taken health class yet.
you don't even know what's going on. And first of all, health class is a fucking joke. They teach you to put a condom on your dick and nothing else. That's all. That's all they tell you about.
I feel like there's a lot more to it than that.
Yeah, but dude, I'm telling you, when I was in middle school, I did not fucking listen. Anyways, we derailed from this. The first time that I met you, the first time that we really became friends was when I first showed you my dick. So let's elaborate on that.
I guess we'll just address the elephant in the room.
It was a Wednesday.
It was a Wednesday, actually.
2013, 14.
One of those years. And it was just literally a normal day. As normal as a day can be.
Normal as a day can be. We weren't friends really. We were just like hanging out, doing whatever,
Yeah, and we had friends in that class, and that was basically what it was. Like we were all like a friend group, right?
Right.
And then I don't know, maybe it was like your inner comedian shining. Like I don't know what in your head was going. I don't know what was going on in your head. Obviously, I was only in mine, but. I mean, I just got done talking to Mr. Shonnell, fuckface Shonnell, and I turn around. I'm walking back to the chair because there's no desks in the guitar classroom. No desks also means your whole body's exposed.
Your whole body's exposed. There was literally just foldable chairs and guitars. That was it.
Yeah, you had a foldable chair and a guitar, and Alex is sitting there. He's in like the third row, and I'm in like the fourth row on the other side of the room. So I'm like 5 feet away from him. But as I'm walking past. Or walking down the middle of the aisle, he just looks at me, dead in my eyes, and then he looks down real quick and then he goes, "Hey, don't look." Like he looks down and like as a 13-year-old, what? Like when first
all right,
of all,
wait, let me cut you off there.
Let me cut you off there, right? Let
me cut you off there. I'm sitting in the chair.
Yeah.
We're not really friends. You're walking down the aisle. You're trying to get to your seat. You're just a normal kid, just trying to sit down.
Yeah.
You're trying to learn some guitar, right? Yeah. From Fuckface Shonnell. And I'm sitting there, and I go, "Hey, don't look." And I gesture downwards, like, "Hey, Lonnie, don't look."
Like
don't look.
Like he wanted me to look, but he says, "Don't look."
What did you think was going to happen there?
I'm honest. I truly didn't know. Cause that's the kind of situation where it's like if someone comes up with you at the store and they're like a streaker or like a flasher, and they just unravel their coat and they're fucking dick and balls dangling. It's like, what do you do? There's
okay, first of all, that's never happened to me. But if it ever does, I swear I will never forget it and I won't be mad.
Dude, because what can you do in that situation? You don't touch.
I don't want to touch a guy's dick, but if he walks up to me with a coat and he just starts wangling his dick around, I would be like, "You just made my day."
Okay, first of all,
you just made my day.
No.
You don't think?
No, dude. First of all, it depends on who's doing it.
I
If
mean, I
some
don't care if
30
he was.
dude, if some 36-year-old balding, not bald, balding, overweight guy with a bunch of belly hair, right,
Walked up to me.
walked up to you, glasses. He's ugly too. He's not even like an okay looking 36-year-old. He's ugly.
He's an ugly 36-year-old. Okay.
And you that would make
All
your
right. Wait.
day.
Whoa. Hold on. First of all,
Keep in mind,
let's let's
this isn't Chris Hemsworth streaking here.
let's run the scenario. Okay. All
So
right. Hold on. Hold on. I'm in my store. I'm looking at the can of tomato juice. I'm like, my wife said she wants spaghetti. All right, not that. All right, what's this?
Hey there,
What's going on
sir.
here? Hey, how you
Why
doing,
don't you
man?
get a load of this?
Oh my god! Oh my god!
You like all that, don't you? No, you wouldn't like that. That's exactly. You wouldn't like that at all. Oh my
Wait,
god, my family, my children. Good thing I left them at home.
maybe I wouldn't like that. But maybe I would be like, oh my god, and then I would be like, thank you, sir, I needed that. And then I would go back to the spaghetti. And my wife said she wanted.
It was tomato. It was bisque, right? It wasn't. But
I mean, what? I mean, in today's world, what the fuck? I'm gonna look at that and be like, all right. And then it's gonna make
things on the internet.
You know what, dude? Twitter's a fucking dark place. First of all, it's a dark fucking place.
It does get pretty crazy. Like, what's honestly the craziest thing you've seen on Twitter?
Some bad shit. I've seen a fucking guy who just got shot. I'm not even lying. You might have seen this video. I think it went viral. I seen a guy who was shot near his goddamn head, and he was driving off like, oh my god, I just got away. He was like on an Instagram live, and he was like, I just got away.
In his head?
He got shot in his head somewhere, and he was bleeding from his head, and he was like, I just got shot, but y'all ain't gonna get me. I ain't never dying. And I was like, wow, I want to delete this app low-key after that.
Yeah, Twitter's fucked up, but hey, kudos to that guy for staying strong. I bet they did get him though. I bet they got him eventually.
I mean, he probably didn't make it after that.
You don't think?
How many people get shot in the head and live?
Dude, it happens though.
Let's look.
And that's the
what's the percentage?
Actually, yeah,
what's the
get some
percentage?
statistics.
The percentage of people that get shot. Let's take a guess. Take a random guess. The percentage of people who get shot in the head
Oh god.
and live.
That's a fucking, if you had to guess percentage wise, I would say literally probably less than 1%, because obviously the brain is a very integral part of your body. You need that to live. Although I've heard many stories, and I've even seen, of people in war, or people just, trying to commit suicide even, they'll take a bullet to the head and they don't die. It hits a part of the brain or it gets stuck in the skull or something, and they just don't die. They just survive. Some of them have serious injury, serious trauma.
All right,
and
well,
and they're fucked up the rest of their life. And
let me
some
cut
of
you
them are,
off, right?
fine. So it's crazy.
Let me cut you off right here. What percentage of people who get shot, wounds to the head, and live? Guess a percentage. Less than 1?
I did say less than 1%, yeah.
Only 5% survive gunshot wounds to the head, says BaltimoreSun.com.
Thank you.
Only 5% survive and live. And there's a nice picture of a couple Amish women that are just hanging out there. I don't really know what that's about, but let's not get off the topic here. So
why are they even there? Like, why are they in this article? Are they even allowed to have guns? Amish people aren't allowed to have guns. Oh, God.
The 9 Amish women shot in the head Monday by deranged milk truck driver.
Shut the fuck up.
Faced long odds. National statistics show only 5% of gunshot wounds to the head live. Now listen.
Don't forget to read the fine print, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't forget to read the fine print.
Jesus Christ.
But back to the story. So we just went on a whole tangent. But anyways,
5% is honestly higher than I expected, but at the same time, it's still very low. It's incredibly low.
well, that's a really interesting um topic of like wounds to the head. Typically, any wound to the head, like you're what up?
How's it going?
Um, typically any wound to the head, I feel like you're there's a pretty good chance you're not gonna do too well. I gotta say,
I mean, have you heard of CTE?
CTE.
Those aren't even bullets. It's just more heads colliding.
Yeah, it's more heads colliding.
It's no, and you know, because the brain is like, plus the brain is in charge of everything. You're
Right, right.
breathing. You're fucking. You're walking. You're talking.
Well, the
It's all
biggest
in
thing is
control.
like even in a sport like boxing, like the biggest thing is the shots that you don't see, like behind the head,
Mhm.
are the things that
I'm
get
so
you.
sorry to interrupt. Does anybody want this? You can do like a little ASMR with it. You
All
can
right.
eat it. This looks like really fucking legit.
What is it?
This looks like a really shitty podcast.
It's the
It's
shittiest
the
podcast
shittiest
on the internet.
podcast on the internet, actually.
El El
You
Tenao
can eat it. It kind of tastes like
Fresas.
Dude, do you not know Spanish? El Alpeño.
Are you Mexican?
Damn.
No.
How the fuck?
See,
Is this?
I'm bilingual. I'm bilingual.
First of all,
Is it not good?
I'm gonna try it.
Is it that good?
Wait, put the mic to him.
Oh, that's right. It's ASMR.
Smack your lips a little bit.
I can't do that.
Hold on.
I mean, it's not bad.
Hold on. Do one more and just smack your lips a little bit.
Oh, wait, hold on. Listen to this. Listen to it. No, down here. Down here. Listen
Alright.
to it.
There we go.
Fucking mic has.
And then.
There you go. There we go. Just smack your lips a little bit. There we go. There we go. That's all I wanted.
I mean, it's pretty good. It's like a.
I
It's
mean,
like melted strawberry ice cream. Is what it tastes
Right,
like.
next.
like who does this?
Oh,
All right.
this right here.
First of all, it smells like.
It does
Fucking ass.
like
Dude.
shit, yeah.
Oh God, I don't even want to eat this one.
Dude, you have to try it.
This one doesn't make any
It doesn't
noise.
even have any sound.
It's not that bad.
You
Try it.
like it?
Smell it first. Smell it.
Okay, it's corn.
Ass.
All right. Oh wait, that's right.
Oh my
That's
God.
right. It doesn't. This corn doesn't have much sound on it.
It really doesn't. Hold on. Tastes like corn.
I was gonna say, you know what it tastes like? It tastes
It
like
is
corn.
Well,
Some mangoes.
where did you guys go?
Mexico.
No, I was gonna say you guys definitely got this from some guy off of
Selling on the
fucking-
street.
Yeah,
No.
He had a sombrero on.
No, we went to.
He
had
was
a
on the
cooler.
street corner.
He did not have a
He had his cooler
He was selling mangoes with tahini on it.
fresh out the cooler.
right here.
Wow.
Oh,
Mangoes, tahini.
there you go.
Yeah, we went like 3 different, actually 4.
I'm impressed. I gotta say.
Mhm.
We were just talking about
It's got coconut in it.
6th grade and Colombian teachers, so that kind of fits.
Yeah.
To the
Mexico and Colombia are different places.
Mexico, Colombia,
Technically
Argentina.
speaking,
I mean, they're all the same. I mean, anyways.
No. Brain damage is.
Oh
not
yeah,
good.
dude. You know, have you ever seen that? Dude, I forgot his name. I can look it up. But you ever seen that boxer who he was actually a really good boxer in the
The Mexican dude, right?
no.
Or not Mexican, but
I know who you're talking about, but I'm talking about it. It was a a guy who was a boxer in the 90s or the 80s, and he was actually a good, like, legitimate boxer.
Mhm.
And I'd have to look him up, but he was in a fight where not only did he, like, I'm pretty sure he's like 80% blind or something, but he went pretty much brain dead from like one particular fight where I think they were in the clinch a lot, and he was getting hit behind the head, and the
Back
ref
of the head.
the ref didn't, I guess, didn't notice it or didn't,
Mhm.
address it. And just progressively throughout the fight, he was getting hit behind the head, and it's like a really sad story, bro. And I actually need to look it up, but
Yeah, I believe it happened in the 2000s actually, and he was fighting another boxer who I believe was notorious for being a dirty fighter, and they fought, and yeah, he just ended up kept getting hit in the back of the head. But the thing that's crazy to me is it doesn't look is like it doesn't look that bad. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't look like the punches are particularly hard or directly into the back of the skull, but just that happening over and over again causes enough damage as to where he was permanently disabled the rest of his life. And he still is alive, I'm pretty sure today,
right.
but he's not no longer fighting obviously because of the damage he sustained, and that's just like
I think we're so I'm talking
very
about I'm talking
dangerous.
about this guy, Jared Allen
Gerald
McKellen.
McClellan.
He I'm trying to think. So look at this. So he was literally
Hella good.
he was like actually like very good.
Mhm.
He had 31 wins and 3 losses, and the last time he fought, he got knocked out by a knockout, and it was in, I'm trying to think when he fought Jared
Gerald McClellan.
McKellen. He was actually like a legitimate fighter. And it's crazy because he before that he was like a legitimate 30 1 and 2 boxer, but he fought one time, and he started getting hit behind the head or whatever the case may be, and he not only is he blind, but he's like, I'm pretty sure he's almost like a vegetable, and he has a lot of people taking care of
Take
him and
care of
stuff
him.
like that.
Yeah, and I think that's like the craziest part is like, people do that every day all the time. And then but the thing that is really crazy is it doesn't look like when you watch the fight or any fight of someone, like cuz there's another one that I believe I saw on the Joe Rogan podcast of they were talking about it one time. And the punches don't look particularly vicious or brutal, right? But since
It's
they're
just when you
hitting the
don't see
back of the
him.
head,
It's when you don't see him, and yeah, especially to the back of the head, and when you
and
don't.
like it just does so much internal damage in there, and it shakes your brain so hard, and the damage it does, and then plus, not to mention, not only can you become a vegetable, right? But even if you don't end up having physical ailments from that, the mental toll it can take is incredibly, like, it's terrible.
Well,
Like you could experience anything from like straight up like CTE, so just like straight up like terrible brain damage, and like you can be experiencing mood swings, you could be experiencing, you
from
know,
concussions and things like that, yeah.
yeah, and that's not just and the thing is that's not just combat sports, like that shit, like concussions happen all the time in football, and
Hmm.
I would assume rugby, and like these contact sports, like these, like you don't realize how dangerous they really are, until like you look into it, and it's like, oh my goodness, like I didn't realize you get brain damage from fucking, or not obviously like you get brain damage from getting hit in the head, but it's almost like you don't realize how severe it can truly become, and that's like the scary part in a way.
Right, right. No, I think that I got a lot of respect for like people like that, like boxers. That's a vicious living. Like, I've never trained, so I can never really like truly speak to it, but I feel like, when you're really um in that life, like your life of a fighter or a a professional football player, these sports that are truly violent, like that's a hard living. Like a lot of us go to regular jobs, and we um don't live that life, but a lot of those people are gladiators, like true living gladiators who go to war like for a living. And
And it's for our entertainment.
yeah,
We
and
pay for it. We watch it.
I mean, yeah, like I love like it's everything's an art, but it truly is an art when you see a guy like a one of my favorite fighters is like a Izzy, like Israel Adesanya. He when you watch him go to war in his sport, it truly is like an art. Like he goes out there and his feints, his jabs, his everything. It's almost beautiful when you truly dissect it and you truly you understand what the things that he's setting up and the things that he's doing, the traps that he's setting up. And um no, I just think that it's vicious, but it's also it's an art form. And but yeah, I got a lot of respect for people who do that for a living.
And like just all the combat sports, I feel like like our art. You know what I mean? It's
Hmm.
like it's like the one of the purest forms of art. It's like not even necessarily like because it's not just combat for the sake of combat. Like I'm not mad at you when we're fighting. It's literally like two warriors
Yeah.
stepping into a ring to create something like that's never been seen before.
Right.
Every fight is almost like shuffling a deck of cards. Like the same shit does not happen. Like obviously, like anybody can get like choking out can happen. Not getting knocked out can happen, but the way you can get knocked out or the setup into getting choked out, like maybe you get stumbled and they just fucking hop on you like a spider monkey,
Yeah.
and they just fucking you go lights out. Or even like in the John Jones fight that happened like fucking 3 weeks ago or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Literally was the first round and I didn't even notice it happened. I looked at my phone for a second and I looked back up and I saw him tap and I was like, I thought they were just like clinching,
Yeah.
And it's like it's so intricate. Like they have so many moves and stuff that you can't even see as an untrained viewer. It's
Right.
and it's that's what makes it an art form. It's like there's so many things that go into it that you would never understand unless you tried doing it yourself, and like it's really really like cool to see, and not just like because they're putting their lives and bodies on the line for us. It's like they're showing off their prowess and like all the training that they've put in to like you know be good enough to be put in that ring in the first place, because you're
Right.
not going to get thrown in there and you're just a fucking no scrubs get thrown into the UFC octagon. You know what I
No.
mean? You ever watch backyard brawls or like those backyard
Oh my
UFC fights or
god.
whatever?
Have
It was it called street beefs or whatever it's called?
street beefs? You know what's so crazy about that? I haven't
Now
watched one in a
that's art.
while.
Now that's art.
That's art. That's
Yeah.
fucking art. But you know what's crazy about that is like um like some of those are so funny because they're so mismatched. They'll get like this just jacked like 6'3" fucking monster dude, and then there's like it looks like a fucking like school teacher. It's just
Yep.
like put in there, and sometimes they're wearing like complete opposite shit. Like they'll be wearing like a fucking regular ass suit, suit and tie, and
Some
then
of them
some of
wear some
them,
crazy shit. Like
yeah,
you'll get a guy that comes in like like not even normal, but like a gi, right? Like a karate or like something you see in like a TV show. Like they're wearing like their fucking whatever colored belt they have in their white robe, and then the other guy that they're fighting is in like a tuxedo for some reason,
yeah,
and they're throwing fucking hands.
fucking haymakers, and
And
I
this
love
is
it.
like the opposite spectrum of the art,
Yeah.
where it's like you got two non-professionally trained
Like they just
fighters.
went on the street and were like, "Yo, like,
You trying to
you
fucking
want
throw
20
hands?
bucks?
Yeah, like you want to
You
throw
want 20
hands?
bucks?"
You want $20 and you'll, and that's honestly, and I don't think it's more entertaining because I do think I do think UFC is better, right? But I will say, and I'm all about a good deal. I'm all about the discounts.
Oh
It is a
my
much
God.
better bang for your buck.
Okay, have you ever seen that? I gotta find this and I'll even put it up. But have you ever seen the clip of like Conor McGregor? The new clips of Conor McGregor when he's in the new Tough versus Michael Chandler, and
I don't think I have.
he's literally sideline. He's like, I don't remember what he says, but he's like, put that letter on him, put that letter on him. And it's literally like the captions will be like me trying to coach my favorite hobo when he's fighting two blackout drunk guys
Oh
and
my
on downtown.
God.
Dude, literally those are the funniest. I crack up every single time I see them. I don't even know where I could find that, but let me see. Conor McGregor.
Some people are just so creative.
Dude,
Some
so
people will see
creative.
a random
Conor
video and just
McGregor
come up with a caption that just is
Tough
perfectly fits.
meme. Let's see. He's like, put that letter on him.
Put the
that
fucking
letter on him.
No, McGregor really is like an icon, though. I think he changed the sport.
Oh, dude, without
And
McGregor, the
I
UFC would
wasn't
not
even-
be where it's at.
Dude, and I really wasn't a UFC fan. Like, I liked it, but I wasn't like a fan until I realized, or not until I realized, but until I started seeing more Conor McGregor. You know what I
Dog,
mean? Because that kind of guy is like,
who the fuck is that guy?
he is that guy. You know what I mean? Like,
No.
McGregor's the kind of showstopper you need in a business, or in like especially a business like UFC. You know, any sort of, especially UFC, where you have to be a front runner yourself. Like, you're representing yourself. Like, I don't know if you like WWE at all, but that's another, like, or like that kind of wrestling in general, like the AEW type shit. Like, they're on the mic, they have to be pretty similar, like, style wise, because someone like McGregor and someone like, whoever the fuck in the WWE you could pick.
I'm going to put this shit up on the screen, but hold on. Look at this fucking shit, dog. This is fucking hilarious, bro. This is so fucking funny.
Go face the fence. Get into a part of the fence. Get into a part of the fence. That's what it's about. Put letter on them. Keep putting that letter on them.
Dog.
Dude, how crazy were the quarantine fights in UFC?
Dude, insane, because there was nobody cheering and they're just like beating the fuck out of each other.
You could hear every hit,
They're like,
every
ah!
kick. You can hear them fucking screaming. Oh, it was legit. I think the quarantine fighting, like quarantine UFC, was probably the best quarantine sport. Because what other
Oh, dude, there's no sports going on. Dude, you know what's crazy about that? Dana White was like not giving a single fuck. He was like, COVID, all right. 3 months later, puts on a fucking UFC
He's like,
event.
COVID, I have some of the most in shape athletes in the world.
He was
I
like,
don't give a
dude, fuck. He
about
was like,
their
dude,
health.
I don't give a fuck. He was like, COVID, I don't give a fuck. He
They're in
fucking
shape.
literally, he was like, all right, America's not gonna let me do this. Let me go to fucking Abu Dhabi. And I didn't even know. I'm not even trying to be whatever.
How baller is that, though?
I didn't even know where the fuck Abu Dhabi was,
Dude, and they love
before.
UFC.
Oh God, yeah,
And
but
they
I didn't
love
even
the
know
UFC.
what the fuck that was before. He was like 3 months after COVID was announced. He was like, "Fuck it, fucking main event." It was like Usman Masvidal in Abu Dhabi. Like, fuck it, I don't give a fuck. Like, what the fuck? Everyone was like in their house
on the fight island.
Oh my God.
How the
All right,
fuck
wait.
do you just buy an island?
Sorry to cut this off. I gotta take a piss. What's up, cocksuckers?
What's going on?
You fucking cocksuckers.
Special guest Nadia speaking. Have you done ASMR? You should. It's probably a very lucrative business.
Welcome back.
We took a piss break.
Piss break. Piss break. All right. I know we went off on the UFC and things like that, but it's kind of crazy because our friendship, we started when we were about 6th grade, or really 7th grade in the guitar class.
Yeah.
Showed you
6th
my
grade, we were
penis.
good acquaintances, and then 7th grade.
I mean,
was like,
honestly, that's the best way to start a friendship is just show the other person your cock.
I mean, we're still friends, so clearly we did something right.
Clear, we just. How long have we been friends? So 13, 8 years.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, 8-year friendship. All I got to do is show you my cock. I think we should learn from that, and we should pass that on to whoever's watching, and to build a strong relationship. It first thing is trust.
Keep in mind, I was pretty easy. It only took one time. You might need to try more. You might need to show your dick more times with with whoever you're trying to be friends with.
The biggest thing with relationships,
the biggest thing in this relationship is his wiener.
the biggest thing, first of all, in any relationship is trust.
Yeah.
And the best way to establish trust is just show your genitals. And I think that if you start off with that, not only is that the biggest form of trust,
It's a pretty solid form.
and listen, it can only go one of two ways. It either gets you a laugh or you go to jail. And I think that for a 8-year relationship, that's a 50-50 chance that you have to take.
Dude, you're not in jail, so I think it worked out.
I think overall, we did the right thing.
Could you imagine if I wasn't awesome and I was like, Mr. Shonnell, Alex just showed me his penis.
And okay, first of all, I don't think we ever finished the story. So you were walking down the aisle. Cut it. Long story short, you were
Dude,
walking down the aisle.
Long story short, he whips his dick out and says, "Don't look at it." I looked at it.
Okay, I didn't. First of all, I didn't whip it out. What happened was I was wearing some low cut shorts,
The shorts
basketball
he was
shorts,
wearing
right?
were very breezy.
And
he
first
was
of all-
just able to just open up that pant leg, and what was fucking, the one-eyed dragon was staring right back at me.
And first of all, there were some airy basketball shorts. I had a faux hawk in the 7th grade. He was walking down the aisle, just trying to get to his seat. I said, "Hey, Lonnie, don't look." And outside of my pant leg from the basketball shorts it was my penis.
And the crazy.
You know what he
you're
immediately
just a
did?
natural born comedian is what I think.
He laughed. The first thing he did was laugh.
What
The
am I
first thing he did was
What
laugh.
am I gonna do? Say penis? I'm just gonna yell out, "There's a dick."
That would have been funny though.
Could have been funny, but at the same
Oh my god.
time-
Okay, let's play this. Play this out. All right, you're walking down the aisle. You came into class. You're like, it's just a regular Tuesday.
Yeah.
Fuck. Like,
Oh, okay, Mr. Shonnell, I got you. All right, I'm gonna go back to my seat now. All right, thank you.
like whatever.
Walking back down the aisle.
Hey, Lonnie,
Yeah, buddy, what's up?
don't look.
Oh God, I looked again. It's you. You
You
literally
can't
can't
not
not
look.
look. You can't not look.
But what if you were like, let's try it again and yell and just yell, penis. Do that. All right, ready? Go down the aisle.
All right.
Walking down the aisle.
All right, thank you, Mr. Shonnell. I'll see you.
Mhm.
See you at the end of class.
Hey, Lonnie,
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
don't look.
See, you can't not say it. You
But
can't
if
not
you
say it.
if you yelled penis, that would have kind of been pretty funny.
Dude, no one wouldn't have, because
I mean-
think about it. Okay, in the context of things, sure, telling a story later on, obviously, if I yelled out penis, would have been really funny.
It kind of would have been like a comic book. Penis. Like it's a big, like dialogue
Big
tree
bubble,
next to
there's
you,
a big old bubble
and
that
I'm just
pops up.
like,
Where'd that come from?
what penis?
Dude, but yeah, dude, and by the way, congratulations. It's a very nice size. Even in 7th grade, people, remember that.
Do you know what's funny is when you go up to someone and you meet them for the first time and they shake your hand hella hard. Have you ever had those weird, for whatever
Dude,
reason?
I love a firm handshake, like a good handshake. But there are people that try to like,
Prove something during the handshake. It's like, dude, it's just a handshake.
brother, calm down.
Like, dude, I just met you.
I'm not a fucking army commander.
Like, you don't.
I'm no.
Dude,
like,
I had a person, and I don't want to say who, but I had a person. The first time I met them,
yeah.
I'm just like, when I go for a handshake, it's like firm, but it's like loose grip because I don't want to seem like I'm trying to be threatening.
Yeah.
And like, I'm just like, hey, how you doing? Like firm, but like not too firm. You know, I literally had a person walk up to me and like went balls deep in my wrist. And I was like, it literally went like, go, give me a handshake. It literally went like this. And he was like, and I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, oh, it's nice to meet you. All right. And then like I like walked away. My wrist was like sore and shit. I was like, what the fuck was that? Like I've never met that guy in my life. And he like tried to, I don't know if it was like how he was raised or like if he was trying to prove something.
Dude. And I think that's honestly what it is most of the time is they're trying to prove something, and then it's either like it's like an ego thing or like they want to think to themselves like, oh, I'm really
I'm the
strong.
shit.
I'm the shit, dude. That guy's wrist was weak. Weak wrist.
Weak ass wrist up in this hoe.
But yeah, people like there's just so many people in life. There's just lots of dicks in the world. That'll try to.
Well,
I just hate it when people try to like big dick you in a situation and make them seem like they're like better than you or like they're stronger than you or they're cooler than you.
well, the
Like,
biggest thing
bro.
about that is it's just insecure people. Like it's people thinking that they need to, like people who think they need walk into a room and they don't know anybody and they think they need to prove something. Just it means that they're insecure. They're not trying to. Someone who doesn't need to prove anything doesn't need to be the loudest person in the room. Doesn't need to be try to show that they're the strongest in the room. Doesn't try to, you know, doesn't need to prove anything. They are secure in who they are. They know who they are, and they just keep it pushing. That's it.
That's a big thing. Being comfortable in your own shoes and being secure in your own sense of self. That's super, you know, it's like there is lots of insecure people out there, and to combat their insecurities they try to put other people down or make other people feel bad. But then on the opposite end of the spectrum, there's insecure people out there that just tuck in,
Like a
what I
shell.
mean? And they just like, and then because at least those insecure people are almost confident in a way, they're
Mhm.
confidently insecure. But then like the truly, truly insecure people, you almost like feel bad for them because they don't know how to get out of that shell. They don't know how to.
Yeah.
They don't know how to spread those butterfly wings that they have. They just keep themselves in the cocoon their whole life.
Right. Right.
And that's the kind of like. Thankfully, I've never been that insecure. Like I've always been pretty comfortable. Like especially like I said earlier, like being the biggest kid in the room usually. Like always being that big person in the room. It's like
Okay. Yeah.
you
Sorry
gotta
to cut you off really quick.
you gotta learn to be comfortable.
Let me ask you. So, like, obviously, you're how tall are you for people who don't know?
6'6".
So you're 6'6", 6'6". Fucking majority of people are definitely not fucking 6'6". So when you walk in a room, how does that like? And not only are you 6'6", but you're not fucking. You're a beast. Like you're
Yeah, I'm pretty
fucking.
big.
You're a big dude. So like, how does that? You know, like when you're walking into a room, obviously people are always going to take notice. Obviously, how does that? How do you like navigate that?
It's not so much where it's like something you have trouble navigating just because after so long of always having to do it, it's not really a problem anymore. It's more so like, you know, it's like the how's the weather up there? It's that kind of thing. It's like a you get used to it, and it's always.
How's the weather up there? Okay, first of all,
Yeah, I've genuinely heard that.
how's the weather up there?
Yeah, no, I've genuinely been
That's
asked
a
that.
1970s.
You'd be surprised how many tall jokes or like how many tall anecdotes you hear from people. Like, I know I'm tall,
Oh my
but
god.
first of all, I'm not a basketball player. I'm not 7 feet tall. I'm like above average tall, but I'm not like crazy tall.
I mean, 6'6",
I'm
you're
really
borderline.
tall. I'm really tall, but I'm not NBA tall.
Do you want to hear a crazy opinion about that?
Yeah.
6'6", not so much. You're borderline disability. Okay, and let me explain. All right, let me explain.
Well, thank you.
Let me
Thank
explain.
you.
Most people are about 5'9". They don't make roller coasters for 6'6". They make roller coasters for 5'9". All right. They don't make doorways for 6'6". They make roll. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh my god!
Down the wrong pipe.
Oh, which pipe?
The breathing pipe.
Oh no!
All right, I'm good. Cut that out. Cut. Cut.
I wait. No, but I'm. There's a certain. Okay, what height is labeled disability? Because first of all, let's
Dude,
just.
if you are under 5 foot tall, I think it's 4'11".
Okay. So what?
You're a
Okay.
short person.
What do you think the definition of disability is? I think the definition of disability is you have to live a certain way for certain things. Like you have to, when you're going into a room,
I have to duck.
that's a disability.
I don't know. I'm not that tall. That's what I'm saying. I'm not in disability tall. I'm not.
when you walk through,
really tall.
when you walk through a room and you're like, God damn it, like
Dog.
you gotta bend over.
Dude, okay, I understand.
You're going at like a 45-degree angle to
but that's like
crouch through a room.
you know, surprisingly, 6'6" is like 6'6" is at like the very end of what's doable.
Of
You know what I mean? So
of
like
what's doable or what's a
okay,
of what's
listen. So like let's say like a doorway, like an average doorway.
okay.
That's over 6.
Okay, so let's say an average doorway. I'm 5'7". I'm on the other spectrum.
My wideness as a person plays way bigger of a factor than my tallness.
Okay,
I'm a
first
lot
of
more
all,
wide.
I'm on the other side of the spectrum. I walk through
You're
a door.
short king,
I twist that knob. I open
and you
it.
walk right through.
I walk right through.
No
No problem.
hang-ups. Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I would rather be 6'6", I'm going to be honest with you. But at what point
Is it too much?
is it a disability?
I'm going to tell you. And this is a real...
'Cause-
I'm a tall person, and this is a tall person's perspective.
I'm pretty sure at a certain point, they don't let you on rides.
Dude,
I'm pretty sure it's a liability at a certain point.
you don't...
You have to sign a waiver, I
Okay.
think.
6'6", like I said, it's at like the end of what's acceptable. Like that's like
Okay.
the very back
Hold
end.
on. Let's just to make this official. What is the limit of the height where you can ride a roller coaster? What do you
How
think?
tall is too tall for Disneyland? Look that up.
How tall
Is too tall
is
for Disneyland.
too tall for Disney rides?
Yeah.
Both Disneyland Resorts and Walt Disney have no official upper height limits for any of their rides. But if you're 7 foot, we can't let you on this ride.
Yao Ming's not getting on any.
Yao Ming has never experienced a goddamn roller coaster in his life. I got to tell you.
Yeah, dude. There's no way.
Hold on.
You're right. It does. Tallness does become a safety hazard at a certain point. But Yao Ming's also
They're
7'6".
being political here. They're like, like there's no maximum height lit, but if you're fucking 7 foot, you're gonna fucking you're not
probably
getting on
not
this
getting
ride.
on the ride.
You're not getting on. You don't fit in our seats, okay?
And that's what I'm
Because
saying.
they don't fucking. If you look at those roller coaster rides, all of those seats are the same fucking size.
Yeah.
They do not have different size roller coaster seats. First of all,
There's not a big and tall section.
there
on
is
roller
not a
coaster.
big and tall section. Oh wait, here we go. In my experience, you can be tall or plump and still be
Thank you,
comfortable.
God. Thank you, guys.
Okay, this
Tall
is
and
from
plump.
this is
That's
from
literally me, tall and plump.
this is from disboards.com. Too tall to ride? Question mark. The DIS Disney discussion forums. May 6, 2018. In my experience, you can be tall and or plump and still be comfortable, but not both.
Oh, not both. Only both.
At 6'4" and 315, 320, depending on my meal choices for the day.
I'm sorry. Your meal choices
fluctuate
fluctuate
you
you between 315 and 320.
He couldn't just put like 325. He was trying to save himself a little bit. But okay, so my SO is 6 foot and 220 and no trouble fitting on any ride. Some a bit tight. So first of all,
Dude, a 6'4" or 6'5", 220.
that's
some of
pretty.
them are a
That's
bit
slim.
tight.
That's kind of slim for 6'5". That's pretty slim.
That's very slim.
I gotta tell you,
mean, I think a fat person. Yeah, I'm using the word fat. I think a fat person is at least $3 usually.
a fat person is usually $3, and I gotta be honest with you, dude. if you're 6, you know what? You might be the cutoff. 6'6" or below. In my opinion, I would say is not a disability. But if you're 6'7", you gotta change.
You're a bit tall.
You're not only are you tall, but you have to change your life up a little
If
bit.
you're 6'7" or up and you're not in the NBA, that's on you, buddy.
Like I'm using forks to eat. You're using a small shovel. You're using a ladle to eat fucking ramen.
So my meal sizes are about, normal, and you're, just we need to get you a garbage
Like, dude,
bag.
6'7"?
Yeah.
You are using. Are you using normal utensils?
You know what's funny is like at my house we have like our utensil drawer, but we have like forks, and then we have like forks
That
are a bit
man-sized.
bigger, that are a bit bigger.
that
You know
are
what I mean? It's
that are
so
Viking.
weird.
They have
It's
they have
so
labels
weird.
on them. It's like normal people and then like Vikings,
And
and then
it's
it's
so
like
weird
it's like a fucking mini pitchfork, and you're just like
because obviously there's like all the butter knives or whatever are like the same size. All the knives are the same size, and then there's like a soup spoon and a tablespoon, right? So
Right.
those are two different sizes.
right.
But then you're supposed to just have one size for forks.
You don't.
No,
And let me mind you, I've met
we do
I've
have
met
big
Lonnie.
and tall.
I've met Lonnie's whole family. The minimum requirement to be in the Rose family is the women are 6 foot and the men are 6'6". That's the minimum requirement. Everyone else, you're not eligible. So if you come out the womb 6'4",
You're an artificial rose.
you're an artificial rose. You don't actually get the rose stamp. I gotta tell you.
We can go over, if depending on your size, we can go over if you can like join the ranks or not. But we do have some tough criteria. Just saying.
Yeah.
You do
Like
have-
I'm 5'7". I walk into their house and I become 5'2". That's what it is.
Mhm. You ever like there's like a giants, like you ever like Jack and the Beanstalk?
Jack and the Beanstalk.
You know how everything was giant in
That's
that house?
right. Everything is giant.
So he would basically be Alex, or he would be Jack,
I'd be Jack,
and I'm the giant in the Beanstalk.
and yeah.
And that's basically like the way our chairs are bigger. And this is just like
Okay, no, his chairs aren't bigger.
Yes, they
First of
are.
all,
yes, they are.
okay, he might have got them specially made. Those chairs are specially
there's
made.
A couple specially made chairs in that house.
If I sit in them, they're thrones. Let's just put it like that. I feel like a king.
Don't get me wrong, we still have stuff for the normal folk that come through, but we do have a lot of big folk in my house. So
Oh
Yeah.
my god, man, though, dude.
but just being like a big person in general.
All right, let's
even
cut
a
the
tall
bullshit.
person,
Let's
being a
cut.
tall person is just
Hold on.
fun.
Let's cut the bullshit.
Oh.
I'm sorry to cut you
Oh,
off.
please.
Let's cut the bullshit. Russia, Ukraine.
Jesus Christ.
Hold on, Russia, Ukraine.
What about
Nukes.
that?
Listen. Listen, let's say we enter and the US is like,
Yeah.
we're going full force. And nukes start flying. Kim Jong-un is like, enough of this shit. And
Where did he come into the equation?
who knows? All right. He presses the button and he's like, fuck them all. Boom.
Boom.
Nukes start flying. They're like, we got T-minus 2 minutes. And you better fucking find cover.
Yeah.
And we're like, we're just chilling, doing a podcast with our tiny mics. And they're like, you fucking better find cover.
We have 2 minutes.
You bet. No, we have let's say we have 2 hours until the nukes hit us,
Oh.
right? So we got a little time, right? And they're like, y'all better fucking find cover. Because once these nukes hit,
You're donezo.
that's it.
Yeah.
You better tell the ones you love that you love them.
Yeah.
Me personally, I'm going and fucking digging a hole in the backyard and preparing a fucking post-apocalyptic bunker until I fucking evaporate. I'm not telling. Listen, I'm not telling the ones I fucking love them until the fucking until that timer hits 30 seconds and I got nothing left. I'm going balls deep until the last second.
That's fair.
What are you doing?
You're saying I have 2 hours?
You have Putin in Russian just said, "Suck my dick, you American pussies," and hit that button.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden we get like an Amber Alert, and it's like, wee wee, whatever the fuck it is, right? T-minus 2 hours, nuclear bombs, find cover. And that's probably what it would be too. They wouldn't give us any fucking specifics. They'd just be like, you're fucked. You got 2 hours.
May God help you.
May God save you. And then they would go into their bunkers, but they wouldn't invite us.
Dude,
But
and that's what I was going to say that too. Like, the government is definitely, like, if there is an end of the world thing that happens, we're fucked. If you're a normal person, you're fucked. But I have 2 hours, you say.
you have 2 hours, and they're like T-minus 2 hours. They just played the Putin video. You're feeling some kind of way, but you can't do anything about it. And they're like, you got to find cover. What are you doing? Are you just saying, I love you, family, and being a realist, or are you going to go full blown crazy like me and just start fucking digging holes?
Well, that's the thing.
Because I would just start digging
There's
holes.
a couple options you could take. You could take the I'm digging holes. You could start digging holes.
I would literally go in the backyard with a shovel, and I would ignore the fact. Literally, my girlfriend and my mom would be like, "Come inside,
Come
please,"
spend time.
and I'd be like, "Nope." Just digging a hole. And there's no way I'm going to dig a hole big enough in 2 hours. But guess what? You can't tell me otherwise.
You gotta try.
I will literally dig that hole until the nuke hits me in the head.
What if it fell in your hole?
That's fucked up, actually. If it falls in my hole, that's a really fucked up way to go. Come on. Like, I dug the hole. Like, can't you just land, like, enough away?
5 feet to the left at least.
Like, come on.
No, if I had 2 hours, so okay. Realistically speaking, obviously, the real answer is say bye to my family. Yeah. But
Like, come on.
if
Okay,
I got
here.
2 hole out, dude. You could do. The world's
Okay, well,
ending. You could do whatever you want.
You could do ooh. The world is ending. You ever wanted to go rob a fucking bank? This is the time.
Dude, I wouldn't rob a bank if I had 2 hours left. I would do more despicable crimes that I won't get into on here. I would do much more.
You wouldn't want to.
terrible
Okay,
stuff.
so you wouldn't want to go into a bank and just get all the money and just start fucking
the money.
I mean, you could fuck the money. You could just grab $1 million and just start throwing it in the air and just be like, "I'm fucking rich" until you die.
That'd be a cool way to go. But at the same time, it's like robbing a bank doesn't feel as useful because there's not going to be a world afterwards.
Yeah, but don't you ever want to just grab a fucking $1 million and just you grab the first girl you see on the street and just come with me, and then you go to a bank and just
Yeah, no, you definitely could, and that's what I was saying. Because the world's ending, you
nothing's off limits.
can do anything. You can go kill that person you really hate.
Ooh,
You-
that's a controversial topic, but that is a
That's
good
not
one.
controversial. There's a person. That's not
Okay, you're right. There's
at least
one person.
in the
There's
world
one person that you're
everybody wants
like-
to murder.
You're like, the world would be a better place without him.
You could be the nicest guy in the world.
And you're like,
There's one person out
Get him
there
outta
where
here.
you're like,
Get him outta here.
I would be okay if that person died tomorrow. I'd be okay if that person died right now. Today,
leave him out of here. Get him out of here.
Any sort, like literally, first, even the unnamed people, like the fucking rapers and the pedophiles out there,
Right.
they'd good riddance, right? But then if you had to choose somebody specifically to murder with 2 hours left, like you have to find a personal vindication. Who's your arch enemy? Do you have an arch enemy in your life that where like you would go murder them if you had the opportunity?
Listen, I would never.
Wink,
I would
wink. He
listen.
would
Listen.
never
Hold
murder.
on. Hold on.
Wink,
Hold
wink.
on. Hold on. I would never hurt a fly.
Yeah.
But yes, I do. Anyways, we should change topics. So, no, but seriously, I think that if that ever happened, like all out war, world war, nuclear war, whatever the case may be, first of all, the only people who are going to survive are the ones that are extremely fucking rich, but lucky. And let me tell you why. Because let me give you an example. When you are in a fight, like boxing, right? You know that Lonnie Rose has the most devastating right hand of all time. Okay? If I'm going to go face Lonnie Rose, what am I going to try and counter? The most devastating right hand of all time, right? So if I know that that's a weapon that was created and that's a weapon that's real, the most devastating right hand of all time, I am going to do everything in my power to counter that reality, right? There is no way that all of these superpowers have had nuclear weapons since World War II, 1940s, when we dropped it on Japan. And there is no way that happened. And 80 years later, they don't have some sort of counter to it. There's no way. We don't know about it because why would it come out like, oh, yeah, we have this counter? Because then it's not useful, right? Because if I told you you have the most devastating right hand of all time, but I know that you're going to throw it over the top and I can come under and throw an uppercut, you would know that I'm going to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that in all of this, these nuclear weapons, all these countries have some level of counter to it, in my opinion.
Dude, it's not. I
Now-
respect it.
You don't think it's
Dog, it is a nuclear bomb.
right? But I'm not
Do
saying
you
that.
think we could throw up a dome or something?
Right. I'm not saying that it's going to be 100% effective. No, I'm serious.
There will be casualties.
No,
Okay.
there will. But like, let's say everyone popped off their bombs at the same time.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think that there's some sort of counter for everyone. That if, let's say, just for the math purposes, let's say there was 100 bombs thrown at the U.S. or at Russia or wherever. There was 100 nuclear bombs thrown at a country. I, in my opinion, think that there's going to be some sort of counter to where either those nuclear bombs are going to be thrown off target or they're going to be countered to where only a certain percentage of those actually hit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the more populated areas, to be honest, because it only makes sense, the more populated areas would be the safest. Because why would you go and try and fully defend a barren desert? Doesn't make sense, right? So the more populated areas with more people in it would honestly be the safest, because they already know that they're going to try and do everything that they can from those areas to deflect those incoming attacks. Not saying that it'll work, but I think that if that sort of thing happens, like a nuclear fucking war, which basically means that everyone's going to die, I think that either you are going to be the extremely 1% that is lucky and is going to survive because of the counterattack, or I think that you're obviously going to be rich, where you have a crazy bunker or whatever the case may be.
Now, obviously, if you do have a crazy bunker and you're rich enough to afford that, no matter who you are, you have a crazy bunker, so you're gonna be fine. If you're a normal person,
You're probably fucked.
Yeah, no, you're definitely gonna die, and your best bet would first of all, you don't want to be in a populated city. That's what they're targeting. So even if they
Okay, but let me give you that counter though, right? Yeah.
For the nuclear bomb, the counter to the nuclear bomb, please enlighten me.
Okay, but first of all, these people aren't going to be the days of us, for example, flying over Hiroshima, right? Yeah, Hiroshima. Nagasaki.
It was both. We did
Both.
two.
And you
We did two.
open a trap door and drop a bomb. That's no longer. We are firing these nuclear bombs from
wherever
10,000 miles away, shooting them in the air, and they're going by themselves to a designated coordinate, right? In that case, as soon as they fire those, everybody knows. Let's be honest. Everyone's got spies in different places. Everyone's got intelligence in different places. There's no way around it. Everyone's got a camera phone these days. Everyone's got a fucking everything. And every government has a tap to all of it. Let's be honest. We'll know within 2 minutes of something like that happening. Yeah. Everyone will know within like 2 minutes of that happening. And everyone will display a message on everything. And when that happens, in my opinion, why would you are right. You are going to target the most populated areas. But if you're going to target the most populated areas, why would you make those areas the least safe place? Like if I'm in the White House, right? If I'm in DC, Washington, DC in America, why would I make that place the least safe if a nuclear war was going to happen, as opposed to making it the fucking safest place, because I know that the leaders of the country are going to be in that space and they have a counterattack? Because we have quantum computers, we have some of the smartest people in the world. They know how to make a nuclear bomb. They probably know how to fucking unmake a nuclear bomb, and they probably have figured out a way to counter it.
I would say that is the safest place to be, is the White House.
But why wouldn't a place like New York or a place like somewhere else be the safest place, considering attacks have happened there before? And not only have attacks happened there before, but we know that weapons like nukes, nuclear bombs, nuclear weapons are a thing. And we've known that they've been a thing for almost 100 years up to this point. I think that they have a counter for it. Not saying that it'll be 100% effective, but do I think that they could potentially send some sort of deflection or send some sort of thing that would go in the sky and derail the missiles or the nuclear bombs to where it would hit off center or off target to where it could actually hit?
Well, it's definitely a possibility, but if you're just talking about places that are going to have defenses on their own, like bunkers and shit, then obviously the most obvious place would be the White House.
Populated cities.
And then in the populated now here's my thing is like, how deep does a nuclear bomb penetrate? Like, what if
I think I've looked this up before, and it only goes like, if a nuclear bomb hits like point A, right? It only goes in like I think I've looked this up before and I can double check, but I think it goes in like a 3-mile radius.
well, that's what I
but
mean. If you're in that 3-mile radius, you're
fucked.
evaporated.
You're fucked. But
But what if you're
it goes even beyond that. So if a nuclear bomb hits, a current modern nuclear bomb is what I think that they've like hypothesized, because no one knows, because
hasn't
the last
happened in
bomb was so long. Yeah. But I think it was like the nuclear bomb would hit a certain point, it would go 3 miles radius, but then like 10 miles after that would get like 3rd degree fucking burns.
It's the shock wave.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about nuclear bombs is that the shock
I'm gonna
wave
look this up as well, because
the shock wave and the fallout is what would kill everybody, more so than the impact and the explosion itself. Like, wherever the bomb impacts and wherever it explodes, obviously there's going to be a high death rate. But wherever it hits, like, have you played the game Fallout? Like, nuclear winter is a real thing. You know what I mean? Like, the fucking, like, all that dust and all that nuclear radioactivity just shoots right up into the air, and it just decimates like the world. I mean, it even fucks with like the sunlight. I mean, if you've heard of nuclear winter, nuclear bombs aren't like, they don't fuck around.
Well, I agree.
Like, they will demolish all life on the planet, whether
I
you're
agree.
in a bunker or not. You'd have to live in your bunker forever until like all the nuclear radiation were to dissipate, and who knows how long that takes.
Right. And I would agree. I think that the after effects of like nuclear bombs just hitting Earth, even if they didn't, like, let's say that they sent off 100 nuclear bombs and they didn't hit any people, the after effects within, I know, but let's just say that they sent 100 nuclear bombs into places that weren't populated, which is probably possible. Like, if you just send them into the sea,
the fallout would eventually hit everybody.
Exactly. Like the after effects of like radiation in the ocean, the radiation in the atmosphere, the radiation in soil would probably kill a shit ton of people. Would kill a shit ton of people.
What would be the coolest way for the world to end?
The coolest way?
The coolest way. What's like like to either witness yourself?
Let's be honest. The coolest fucking way is if fucking massive alien giants came down butt naked, slanging 13-story cocks, and they just were waltzing through New York City, and their penises just flung,
draping along the ground
and
over the tops of buildings,
and they were just taking out skyscrapers, and they were just like, y'all never knew about this shit. And they were just like, and that would be the coolest way, in my opinion, because I'd be like, you know what, this is so ridiculous
that it's almost comical.
That
okay with dying,
that I'll laugh as I'm being trampled
by a peanut, by a big old alien penis.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, yours was a lot. I don't know the logistics of that one.
Yeah, I mean, like, what's the percentage chance of that happening? It's probably not high, but
I would say a black hole would be pretty dope.
But then it's just like, like, we're all dying. Like, fuck. Like, I love my family. Like, if a huge alien with a huge dick was like, yeah, with a guitar. For some reason, he has a huge guitar, and he's like,
and he's serenading us. He's serenading us.
See, this is the problem with fucking Siri.
You know what? We were just talking about this earlier.
And why is he fucking British? And why is he a dude? And why is he picking all this shit up that I'm saying?
Siri, can you please fuck off?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Artificial
Siri
intelligence.
sucks, by the way. Siri hasn't been good in at least 10 years. So,
And you can't even ask Siri a lot. I asked Siri, like, where's the closest Taco Bell? And she's like, oh, based off the internet, like, let me show you a couple articles about where the closest
have
Taco
you
Bell
heard of
is.
Wikipedia?
Yeah, it's
Siri-
like, she's kind of like really fucking, what is it when like I'm demeaning you? Or like when I'm like judgmental? She's judgmental. She's like, where's the closest Taco Bell? Let me show you some articles, dumbass. You could have just put this in yourself.
Yeah, you don't know how to look up the map. I'm like, no, that's what you're literally here for.
She's kind of a bitch, dude.
She is, and I heard that they did that on purpose. Actually,
Really?
yeah.
Elon Musk is a motherfucker, and I know he didn't create that, but I
Dude.
feel like he did somehow. He had a part in that. I know Steve Jobs and Apple, but like somehow Elon Musk he's not human. He created all this shit somehow. He was like behind everything somehow.
Elon Musk. Yeah, he there's just clearly something else going on. He's got the rockets thing going on. He's got
Nobody
the Tesla
talks.
thing.
Nobody talks like this. He's like, well, so I did
Yeah.
my studies and I just he like waits. He like thinks about what he's gonna say. Nobody thinks about what they're gonna say. They just fucking say it.
It
All right,
goes
we're
off the
fucking
dome.
Americans.
It goes off the dome.
Okay, nobody fucking just goes, well, I did my studies and it's very possible based off of the logistics and the calculations and actually it's impossible. No one fucking does that. You say shit with your chest.
To be the richest man on the earth and to be so soft spoken, it's
bullshit.
crazy.
Like, give me $100 million and I don't give a fuck. All right, I'm walking through the streets like I own the place.
Dude, and the problem is he could easily give us $100 million.
That's the problem.
And he doesn't care because he would never do it.
He would never do it. But
but $100 million for him is like
it's because
just
he's not
pocket
real.
change,
That motherfucker's not real. I feel like he's not fucking real.
You think he's like what, an alien?
He is a fucking alien from a different planet who was sent here to compromise our technology and take over.
Well,
Because eventually all of us are going to be driving fucking electric cars and the government's going to be telling us where and when we can't drive and what we can and can't do. And it's because of that motherfucker. I swear, Elon Musk, if you're listening, you're a crazy motherfucker, man.
Do you think it's like a Men in Black situation where they're just like, here and we don't know about it? Or do you think it's like or do you think they're just that well hidden?
Dog, they're here and
Or
we
do you
don't
think
know
they're just
about
not
it.
here at all? Like, are they even here yet? Or
Dude,
did
how the
stop
fuck
ice
haven't they
cream or
found us
something?
yet? Of course they know we're here.
I don't know, dude.
They know we're fucking here, dog.
What if they're not real?
No, they know we're here, dog.
What if they're not here?
Dog, okay, let's talk about, we were just talking about this before the pod, but let's talk about this fucking simulation theory.
Mhm.
Okay, I honestly am a proponent of the simulation theory. Personally, I think that it could very well be a thing.
I agree that it's a possibility because, anything's possible. But at the end of the day, I just feel like it's not. I feel like life and I feel like everything's too complex to just be a simulation. You know what I mean?
Too complex to be a simulation.
Yeah.
So
I feel like a simulation doesn't have to be this in depth. And life is really in depth when you think about it. When you realize you're up or, there's 24 hours in a day and you're thinking or, you do your 8 hours of sleep or whatever. Would you need to sleep if you were in a simulation? Even if you weren't like the master of your own simulation, would you still have to sleep? No, because it's a simulation, right?
right. But okay, let me give you a counter to that, right? The way technology is advancing, like basically the premise of the simulation theory is the way the technology is advancing currently. I think Elon Musk even talked about this, and that motherfucker is from a different planet. So, um, the way technology is advancing is to the point where eventually, we're all gonna either have a VR headset or a place where we can put a little game chip in our head, and it's gonna simulate a different world, like a GTA, Grand Theft Auto, or like so real that we're not going to be able to tell the difference between that and real life. And I think that honestly is just the way, because technology is going to advance forever unless we stop it and erase ourselves, which is a whole different fucking conspiracy theory. But I think that technology is going to advance so far that that's going to be reality. And what's to say that a person who is, has been down their whole lives, has never got to shine, has never had anything good happen to them, puts that little game chip in their head, and they're in their little own simulation. They're, they control everything in that simulation. They are the king of that world. What's to say that that's not what we are now, or that's not what we are going to become? And if they ever get into that simulation, what's ever to say that that person would never want to come out of that simulation? Let's say that they just want to stay in it forever. And then in that simulation, they started in medieval times.
And that's the hard part.
And then they kept going on until there was another simulation created in the simulation. That's a simulation theory. And me personally, I think that it's
You believe
very
in that?
possible.
You believe in it though, or you just think it's a possibility?
Listen, I believe in a lot of things. Now, is that one of them? Probably not, but I'm just trying to give you an argument here.
It's like, fuck, man. It's like, it's very intriguing. It is. It's a very interesting concept, but, I just can't fathom. I just can't fathom it. Like,
I can't
life is
fathom.
too. It wouldn't work as a simulation. If you were part of someone else's simulation, right?
Uh-huh.
It wouldn't make sense because it's their simulation. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you being your own being and being like, because at the end of the day, even if it was a simulation, you know what I mean? Like, if you never had any idea, or if you don't have an idea and it's just your life, like, this is life to you. So there is no simulation really. Like, that's just
Right.
what it is. So that's where it gets a little foggy, because if it is the simulation theory, then it's stupid, because if it's not even my simulation, then what's the fucking point? I'll just go kill myself tomorrow. But if this is my simulation, then I'm just in a fucking simulation. You know what I mean? So it's that's why it's so hard to wrap. At least for me personally, it's hard to wrap my head around, because if it's not my simulation, then whose it? Then whose is it? And if you're telling me this is all Elon Musk's fucking simulation, then why the fuck am I even a part of it when he's a billion miles away from me? You know what I mean? So that's why I don't think it's the simulation theory. I think, a much I think a better theory would probably just be like, we're here for sure. It's definitely not a simulation. We're here for sure. And I think a much more scary, yet possibly more realistic theory is the fact that we are the most intelligent beings in the universe.
That's
What
a
if
lie.
there is aliens?
Dog,
Hear
we
me out,
are
hear me
not
out.
the most intelligent.
Hear me
I
out.
still wipe my own ass.
The Japanese people don't.
Okay, well, I still do. And I am clearly not the most intelligent in the fucking universe.
But hear me out. Just listen. You might wipe your own ass, which is true. But the thing is, if there's more intelligent beings out there, that means one of two things. Either they haven't found us, which, if they're that smart, then why haven't
They probably have, and they're still here.
Or we are already the most intelligent beings in the universe. Like, imagine, you do know how Earth started, right? We were fucking, we planetized. We made the planet.
Planetized.
Yeah, we fucking all the rocks came together and
Okay.
sphered up, formed the Earth.
All right.
The science behind it. But then we started off as what? Bacteria. The first living cells were just bacteria and just like single-celled organisms.
Mm-hmm.
And then through evolution and stuff, it became more and more and more, and then fish, and then mammals, and then eventually monkeys and people, right? And it's like all that happens, but oh god, I lost my train of thought. It's like it's like that evolution happens, but like, what if the other planets? What if there's other civilizations out there that are still stuck in that evolution process of trying to become of trying to become people, right? What if they're just at the building blocks of their world? You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Because to me, it's either they're so already so much more advanced than us, and as humans, you'd think we're pretty advanced, right? So if there's a race of aliens out there that's so much more advanced than us, than that they don't even bother, that's a really scary thought. Because why aren't they helping us? And if they're not helping us, are they watching us? And if we're that insignificant, then what's the point of it all in the first place? Right?
Yeah.
So I think it's almost easier to believe that we are the most successful race in the cosmos, because it's a lot easier to cope with when you
It's
think
easier
you're the
to
top
believe,
dog.
but let me give you this counter, right? If the universe is ever expanding and there are more intelligent beings out there, what's not to say that there is a more intelligent race than us that, to kind of find a word that would replace a bigger word that I wouldn't know, is mature than us. If they're a more intelligent race, more mature than us, more just overall advanced than us, in general speaking, that would mean that they were in complete and utter control of their emotions. They don't feel emotions, they can operate without them. And if they can do that, and they're like human like, but they can operate without emotions, that would mean that they could come to our planet without us knowing, infiltrate us, be among us, and learn from us, because no matter how alike we are, we're probably very different. If they're 100 million miles away, or whatever the crazy shit would be, they could learn so much from us just by being around us and feeding information to their planet, rather than destroying us right away when they find us. So what if they found us within the last 1,000 years, and they're just gathering information, and they're doing that to multiple places? Like, there's so many things that you could.
What was Earth 1,000 years ago?
We were fucking Neanderthals, like dumbasses. We were just running
Exactly.
around, playing with fire,
Exactly. Like, the human race
playing with our
started
dicks, probably.
100,000 years ago.
Do you think we masturbated 1,000 years ago? No
Dude,
way.
Dude,
Imagine a caveman like being like, "Whoa."
Dude,
like, what do you think he was doing?
Dude,
He was trying to suck his own dick
do you think
in that cave?
Are you telling me that, first of all, they definitely had dicks?
Obviously, they had dicks, but they probably didn't wear clothes. You know how TVs they wear like cloths? They did not fucking wear clothes.
I doubt it.
They let their fucking
Their
dick swing, and they probably try to suck them.
I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to suck them, but like, dude, I mean, it just, like, naturally speaking, like, your wiener gets hard, you need that release, right? So why wouldn't they masturbate?
But they
Do
probably.
you think they're just blue balling themselves 1,000 years ago? You're just blue
What do you
balling
think they were
yourselves
doing
constantly?
though? They were like, you think there was like a different way of it?
Like, to masturbate?
Yeah, like what the fuck do you think they were doing? Like, were they just like humping the air until they came, or do you think they actually knew to
because you need that
stroke it?
stimulation. You need the stimulation. So I think they knew to.
Do you though? Like, if you're pent up enough, like if you didn't fucking come in like 7 months,
Dog, you could,
and you were just like humping the air, like
but you could hump. You could. Do you think you could do
They
that?
probably did some fucked up shit.
Do you think you could do that?
Me, no, but a Neanderthal me,
Who knows?
maybe. They were probably fucking like rocks and shit. They probably didn't give a fuck.
2 smooth rocks. You put them together.
Who
Bare butt
knows?
cheeks.
Who knows what that feels like? Not good, but not
Well,
that I
that's
would
why.
know.
Well, they're smooth rocks. Don't judge. You don't know what they went through. Don't judge. You don't know what it was like.
Doug, I don't know, man. I think that if I was a Neanderthal, my name would be Tim 2, and I would run the conglomerate village. I think I'd be the leader.
Tintu, the leader of the conglomerate village.
Yeah,
You know, that does sound pretty sick.
I think I would be. In my heart of hearts, I think that I'd be named Tim 2, and I would be
The leader.
the leader of the village. I mean, who else but me?
Can you hunt?
No, but Tim 2 can.
No, but the alternate version of me. Yeah.
Yeah,
he can.
yeah.
He's actually the perfect hunter.
He was the hunter.
That's why he was a leader.
That's why he's the leader.
Okay. Honestly,
Do you remember in like 5th grade when the fastest kid on in the playground was like the coolest?
Yeah, it was never me. Never the fastest.
It was like 5th grade was like all the girls were just trying to see who the fastest kid was to finish the lap, and they were like, "Dude, that kid is the shit.
He's fast.
He's fucking fast."
What, and girls at that age, what goes through their head? Oh my god, he's so fast. He must have a huge dick.
They don't even think about dick. That's the thing, is like they probably just like, "Wow, he's so fast. He probably."
But
is
why
just
is that? Why is that good enough?
like
Why like when you're older,
he's the
being
best.
fast isn't
He's the
enough?
best. That's probably what
At
it is.
what? Running?
They don't fucking know. We're all stupid in 5th grade.
It's true. They don't care about anything else.
They don't fucking know what's going on.
Oh my god, Bradley, your mile time was 6:08. That's so impressive.
You like that? I ran it. I'm the fastest on this playground, bitch.
Bradley, you want to be on my team and capture the flag?
I'll see if I have time for it. I'm gonna finish a couple of these races and
Okay, Bradley, thank you.
yeah.
Dude, but that's the thing. Like, but I don't know. Like, I wouldn't say I was one of those kids. I definitely wasn't the cool kid in.
I'm gonna be
elementary
honest.
school.
I was at least
You were up there, right?
I'm half Puerto Rican. I don't know what that has to do with this, but I was at least top 3 or 4.
And then the girls at school, they'd be like, "Oh my god, Alex, you're so fast."
They'd be like, no, actually, see,
Were you not fast enough?
I mean, I had long hair and I was kind of fast, so they were like, oh,
they
like
were
Alex.
into it,
But they weren't like
you weren't like a
full
heartthrob.
blown. Yeah, I wasn't a heartthrob, but like I had long hair and it was curly.
I do remember that you had curly hair.
So some of them were like, oh, like Alex, But I wasn't the fastest, and I wasn't, the heartthrob. But I was there, like in the background, finishing 4th and shit.
No, I was usually not finishing 4th. I was still usually finishing last. However, I was always just a big team morale guy.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever we'd play capture the flag or what's that one? Was it still capture the flag? Like when the
Fucking
the one where the kids could get where someone has to go and like free the rest of your team, like they're stuck in jail or something.
Cops and Robbers.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, that game was the
Legit.
shit in like 4th grade.
That was real deal.
That was real deal.
And you really felt like a criminal too.
Just fucking running around 3rd grade. You're not giving a fuck.
It's not a game.
It's not a game.
25 to life for capturing that
25
flag.
to life.
Actually, 25 minutes in the fucking timeout at school.
Oh no, dude.
Do you ever get sent to the principal's office when you're in school, like as a kid?
Yes.
What'd you do?
So I actually, when I was in 3rd grade, I actually got sent to the principal's office and got suspended for 3 days. And this was
God.
like the only time I've ever been
The
suspended from school.
What did you do?
I was never like a bad kid in school. Like I was always, just there doing my thing, whatever, just not doing bad shit. But I literally 3rd grade, we were fucking around in the bathroom, right? And I was fucking around trying to be like a badass, whatever. I was trying to like fuck around. There was like
Yeah.
there was 2 other kids in there.
You're cool.
I was fucking around. I was just around. Like, let's say that this is the wall. There was a fire alarm right here.
Oh my god.
Okay. And I was just like, this is the fire alarm. Like, let's say you're the other kid and there's another kid in here, right? I was like, just trying to be cool. I was like, yeah, like, fuck it. Like, I'll pull it right now. Like, whatever, blah, 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 blah.
Boom.
I never pulled it. I was just fucking around with it. I was like, yeah, like, I'll pull this shit, whatever. I just learned the word shit. So I was like saying it like every other sentence. I was like, yeah, motherfucker, shit, bitch. I was just saying every fucking bad word, like fucking hoe, cunt, just looking at it. And I walked away just thinking it was all cool. And like, you're my homie. And I was like, yeah, that was badass, huh?
Wasn't that
I
cool?
almost pulled that shit, huh? I almost pulled that shit. And we were like walking away. And the 3rd kid in the fucking bathroom thought he was the badass. And he fucking just went and pulled it. Like, we weren't, like, me, like, I'm trying to impress you. And I'm fucking Alex. You're fucking Tim. The other kid's fucking Ronnie. And we don't even know Ronnie. Ronnie's just in the background fucking around.
Ronnie's in the bathroom.
Ronnie's taking a piss just observing.
He's also one of those
I'm
kids
like-
with his pants around his ankles while he's peeing, if you know what I mean.
He might have been one of those kids. I'm not saying anything, but I'm Alex. You're Tim. I'm
Tim.
like, Tim, like, I'm the baddest motherfucker. Cunt,
you are,
bitch. I'll
Alex.
pull this shit right now. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I'll pull it right now. I'll do it.
Oh my God, you're
I'll
so
do
cool.
it.
You're
I'll
so
do
cool.
it.
You're so cool.
Nah, I'm not going to do it. Come on, Tim. Let's get out of here.
Dude,
And then we're like, what's
I knew
going
you
on?
were
You almost thought I was going to pull it, though. And then all of a sudden, whoop, 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 whoop. We turn around and fucking Ronnie's fucking hanging on the fucking fire alarm. He's literally hanging from it. He's like, oh. And we're like, what the fuck? And sure as shit,
Teacher came in.
Alex, can you come to the principal's office? I get sent to the principal's office.
What about
A cop comes in talking to like an 9th grader. I swear to God.
son?
There was like a police officer. He comes in. He's like, did you pull that fire alarm? I was like, I don't know. Like, I was just trying to be cool. And Ronnie was hanging from it. And I don't know what the fuck happened. Tim was a bystander.
was
I was
there.
just trying to be cool. I was saying cunt, bitch, hoe, you fucking
You just
whore.
ratting yourself
I don't
out.
know what's going on. Like, I just want to go home. And they were like, all right, get the fuck out of here. And I got suspended for 3 days for that. I didn't even pull the shit. What kind of bullshit is that? Now that I'm looking back on it, I'm like,
Dude,
fucking Ronnie was hanging
be
from
honest,
it, and I
I
got
think-
suspended.
I think it's kind of on you.
You think? Because I was like the
The ringleader,
leader.
sure, but at the same time, you also didn't say. It seems like you were a little distressed at the time when they confronted you about it.
And you know what's
And
fucked
you
up?
couldn't get a full sentence out, being like,
You
"It was not
know-
me, it was Ronnie."
Do you know what's fucked up about that?
Hmm.
Is now that I'm thinking about it, I swear to God, I went into the principal's office and got suspended for 3 days. They said, I swear to God, they said that they had it on camera, but it was in a bathroom. They can't have fucking cameras in there. So if I would have just been like, I wasn't even there, they wouldn't even have fucking known that I was in that bitch. But I was like a
Dude.
scared little 2nd grader going in there
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
please, like, I don't even know what's going on.
Dude,
Like,
you didn't know your rights.
dude, I did not know my fucking rights. If
No
I was like a
rights.
couple years wiser, I would have been like, y'all motherfuckers do not have cameras in there. I was not near that fire alarm. I was in class, motherfucker. Like, I wasn't even near the site of the crime.
Dude, even if you were near it, it wasn't me. It was Ronnie, man.
It was fucking
Use your
Ronnie.
cameras to see that it was fucking Ronnie.
Me and
not
Tim
me.
were just trying to act like badasses in the 2nd grade, like anyone would. You know you did, motherfucker. And Ronnie came along and tried to act like the fucking superhero. hanging from the fire alarm like a badass. And honestly,
Guess
Ronnie is a
what? I was
badass.
gonna
He
say,
probably
guess
is.
what? He fucking did it.
He probably is the real
That's something
badass.
you didn't do. I'm just
Well,
saying.
I gotta say, this is the world's shittiest podcast, and we'll be back. But
We'll be back and shittier than ever next week. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Check us out on Spotify, YouTube, TikTok. Probably not going to be on any of those just yet.
we'll just probably be on YouTube. But YouTube
We're-
Shorts.
Don't worry. Don't you worry.
We'll never be on Facebook. That's ancient.
Not going to lie.
I haven't had a Facebook since I was like 13, and I thought I was cool. So
A little funny story. When I was 12, I wasn't allowed to have a Facebook, right?
Mhm.
And do you remember how you always needed to connect like a Facebook account to like any of like your mobile
like
games?
MySpace.
Not even MySpace, literally like Clash of Clans, like something like a mobile
Oh,
video game.
to get like coins.
So to have coins and so
Yep.
your progress would save.
Yep.
I made a secret alias on Facebook as a 12-year-old. And you know what? It is so funny. Do you know what my alias is as a
Big
12-year-old I made?
Big Dick Rose.
No, it's honestly like it's a real alias, bro.
What is it?
Greg Hoffman.
No, it's
I swear on my
12-year-old. You made an alias
I
called Greg
swear
Hoffman.
on my mother's life, Greg Hoffman. Greg, and then Hoffman, Haughmen.
And dude, he was like the shit in Clash of Clans. Greg
For
Hoffman.
real. Born January 6th, the day before my birthday. It was very secretive. Born January 6th, 1985. He's like a 39-year-old man, Greg Hoffman.
Just playing Clash of Clans all day.
Yeah, right. I really fucking fooled him with that one on the phone.
They have no idea what's going on in that.
Yeah. So it's your boy, Lonnie, aka Greg Hoffman, and
Big Al.
we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.